right, everybody. Thanks for being here on Journey into the Light. We're glad you are here. We got a great show here lined up for you as Chris Fabish comes on here, as does each week at this time from Truly Holistic, and always has a great new topic for our health and for our good and for our healing. And you can reach Chris at his website, which the link is right here on the show page, trulyholistic.net. And here is Chris Fabish.
Oh, hi, Michael. Great to be back.
Great to have you, Chris.
Thanks, mate. Well, in this topic, what I'm going to be talking about is the energies that are manipulating humanity. And before we get into that, if you would like to book an appointment with me, I am a quantum energy healer, and my website is trulyholistic.net. And there's an appointment page on my website where you can book an hour session where we do energy healing for a number of health issues. You name it, that's what I get every day. Healing people from health issues and alleviate symptoms. So we'll move on to the show now. So in regards to energies that are manipulating humanity, now, this is going to be quite a deep issue, and we're going to be talking about a lot of things happening within the universe. And then if we've got a bit of time at the end, I'm going to actually do a demonstration of my energy tools. So in the last 5 minutes. So when I talk about the energies that are manipulating humanity, I'm talking about life forms that are advanced compared to our current seedling of humanity. Now, take this for example. We live on planet Earth, and that's the third planet out from our star, the Sun, and there's 8 planets in our solar system, and a number of other rocky bodies which we call asteroids within our solar system. So we have life here on Earth, and there's most likely has been life elsewhere in the solar system, or there could be still. That's life around one star. And as we know there's millions and billions of stars within our own galaxy. And NASA themselves are finding exoplanets, which are planets around other stars and other stars around in our galaxy. And they're finding planets that are around about the same size as our planet Earth, or a little bit larger, and in the Goldilocks region, which means it's in the area where life can exist, where they think life can exist. And essentially stars give out hydrogen and also oxygen. And when you put hydrogen and oxygen together, that creates water. So they are essentially water generators. And where there's water, there is life. And so when we look in that terms of a universe, and there's millions of galaxies within the universe, that there must be life out there. And there must be other intelligence and other conscious life forms out there. So I'm going to be talking a bit about this in this topic. Now, humanity and humans here on planet Earth, we are currently fourth dimensional beings, so 4D. We've lifted up from our 3D consciousness and we've lifted into 4D. And we're going to be lifting into 5D and further on with the whole ascension process. Now, we must understand that the template of what other species and beings are supposed to be within our galaxy is hominid. And what I mean by that, they have arms and they have legs, 2 arms, 2 legs. But quite often their head is a different design. They may have a head of a bird, or a head of a reptile, or a head of a feline, cat, or an insectoid, a head of an insect like a praying mantis. Now, the whole design of species and humanoids is that they've got arms and they've got legs, so they're not too different to us. They exist within our galaxy and different constellations or star clusters within the galaxy. And from what our history has shown us is that we've through the artwork and design from a lot of civilizations, whether it's the Mayan civilization, whether it's Egyptian civilization, Greek civilization, is that we had gods that came from the stars essentially, which we can call extraterrestrials. And for example, the Egyptian history is that they had humanoids that had arms and legs but with a bird head on it, which they called Horus, and they had other gods called Osiris and so on, which had elongated heads. Now, and they were giants. They were a lot bigger. They were like at least 10, 12 feet tall or more. Now, that's a little bit different, isn't it, to what we see humans today. Now, they were extraterrestrials. They came from space. They came here. They were advanced life forms, and they taught us things at that time that were well advanced to our seedling of humanity at the time. And that's why, how the pyramids of Egypt were created. And, people are still scratching their head today trying to figure out how they were designed and how they were built. Well, when you've got advanced technology, weight, and just the size of these building blocks don't really matter when you've got advanced technology, because it's all vibration and it's all frequency. Now, there is a cosmic law or universal law of free will, which does not allow these particular extraterrestrials just to show themselves to the public. And that's why, this is the big question I get. Well, where are they? Or why aren't they showing their presence here? And there's actually a universal law that they need to stick to, and there's cosmic law that it will disrupt our free will if they showed up and showed themselves as extraterrestrials. So throughout our history, they've kind of said that they're a god. They're a human, but they've got this god ability to them. Now, a lot of the bad guys in regards to extraterrestrials are manipulating our energy, and without us knowing, because that's the greatest thing. They want us to not know that they exist, and they are kind of the people that are controlling our world and the way that we think on a daily basis. Now, particular extraterrestrials such as reptilians, some of the insectoids in particular, are the bad guys in regards to extraterrestrials. And they want to keep us, manipulate our vibration frequency and keep our vibration low into a 1D, 2D, and 3D level. So first dimension, second and third dimension. And we are currently, when our body is working efficiently, we're in the fourth dimension and further up. Not 1D, 2D, or 3D. So here at Truly Holistic, when I'm working on a problem for somebody on part of their body, I'll always find that their dimension in that area is always 1D or 2D. And it's been manipulated on energy level from negative influences such as extraterrestrials and entities, of course. So when humanity is being put in a one-dimensional or two-dimensional vibration, that creates us to feel emotions like greed, fear, anxiety, depression, lust, all these things, all these emotions are low vibration, and it prevents us being who we can be. And I'm sure people out there, you would have heard of our capacity of what our brain can do, and we're only using a small percentage of that. Now, the things that are in place that's preventing us from ascending with our full capabilities of our brain function and our spirituality are these particular beings that are keeping us in a low vibrational state. And they continue to do this without a majority of people knowing about it. And why they do this is because they feed off low vibrational energy, which we call loosh in the energy community. And quite often I declare out loosh out of people, especially people that come to me with depression and anxiety. And a lot of it, the time, is because they have this manipulation of an extraterrestrial influence or entity, and loosh is usually present. I need to clear it out, and people will feel a lot better once I do that. So when we look at our lives and we look at the way that the news is broadcast, is the first half an hour of our news is all about fear. And a lot of things are being pushed on us that creates fear within us. So therefore we need to feel governed. And this is this whole influence that goes beyond our governments and our politicians. When I ask people what's controlling our governments, what's controlling our politicians, and a lot of our countries are in debt because we are controlled by our central banks. And there's only a few people on this planet that govern those central banks. And then if we go back behind them, who governs them? Who controls them? And there's definitely an extraterrestrial or entity influence there in controlling them. So now let's look at the things that they use to govern us. And these are things that I look for here at Truly Holistic. And again, I am the alternative to the alternative, and I look at any possibility what could be causing a health problem or causing illness. So things I look for are dimensions. So we've already touched on that. I try to look for where a person is in a 1D state or 2D state, and I'll lift them to either a 4D state, 5D state, or even 7D state. So the seventh dimension is within the last month or two has opened up to us. And when I put people into that state, all of a sudden it increases the body's ability to heal itself. So I work on the physical part of the body, which at this time we're 4D when it comes to physical, but in our multidimensional part of us, like our aura and our chakra system, our quantum self and our quantum body and all those things, we are in high dimensions, anything up to like 36 dimension, which I've found from first 1D up to 36D. But the whole ascension process is our physical body connecting with our energy body, so therefore we can ascend to higher states of vibration. Another thing that's very new, which I've just started doing in the last few days, is realms. And the realms seem to be are a state where our body's put into, very similar to dimensions. But I find that it's having a lot more of a positive influence and effect with healing people, which means it's at a deeper level than dimensions. And such realms, there are a Satan realm, there's a hell realm, a demon realm, Archon realm, reptilian realm. And when you're within that realm, or a part of your body's within that realm, it allows them to manipulate you a lot easier. So what I do is I find out where you are, I remove you out of that realm, and I put you into love and light. And that love and light realm is just pure love and light. And that is essentially the opposite to fear, which they feed off. So once we remove you out of that realm, put you into love and light, it makes it a lot harder for them to manipulate you and cause a health problem. Also, other ways I look for portals, wormholes, doors, as well as stargates. And these are all access points so that can access and siphon your energy at a particular point and manipulate your DNA and your energy fields. And quite a lot of the times, why people are feeling so fatigued and tired is because at an energetic level, these extraterrestrials and entities are siphoning off your energy and they're manipulating you. So therefore, your vibration drops down to this 1 dimension and 2 dimension, which creates this energy that they feed off. Another thing I look for are people being connected to Orion, the constellation Orion, because Orion is where Draco come from, and Draco are a kind of a reptilian. And the Draco have been here for hundreds of thousands of years. They've been manipulating us for a very long time to keep us to a low vibration state, to prevent us ascending. Because once we go through ascension process, they won't be able to control us anymore. They won't be able to manipulate us to our solar system and in our star cluster. So what I do is I unplug and disconnect people from Orion, and I kind of look at that as if anybody's seen the movie Matrix, when Neo finds out that all of a sudden, obviously, the Matrix is a fake reality, and once he gets disconnected from that, he wakes up and he sees all around him all these people are connected and plugged up and are being used as batteries and being used as an energy source. And this is the same kind of thing that's happening to us care with humanity. So when I unplug and disconnect them, it's very much related to what the movie The Matrix is all about. Also, I look for artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is already happening on TV and the media, where our technology is just escalating to the ability that, you know, all of a sudden we'll be able to create things and create jobs that robots will be doing instead of humans. And this is the whole introduction of AI and artificial intelligence. And we're not alone. With a lot of other life forms out there, they're a lot more advanced to us. I've obviously created also artificial intelligence, which has destroyed their homeland and destroyed their planet as well. So we need to be careful about this. I look at artificial intelligence and things like that within people as well, and I find it quite often. It does make a big positive effect on people when I remove that stuff. Another thing is time interruption. Now, time interruptions means abduction. And I'm sure a lot of people listening to us, they must be thinking abduction, you know, a big UFO comes and an alien lifts you up into this UFO to manipulate you and do experiments on you. Well, there's a lot of truth to this, but they do it on an energetic level. Because again, a lot of these creatures and a lot of these species are multidimensional. So quite often they're manipulating our energy body, our DNA, and our physical body on a level that we can't even perceive yet, because when we are within our physical body, we're only at 4D consciousness at this stage. So quite often I'll return that part of that body that's been abducted energetically to the person. For example, I had a lady who felt like she was being manipulated sexually and felt like she was being raped. And she had this feeling of feeling like she was being raped, but physically it wasn't happening. But I had to remove a lot of entities and a lot of extraterrestrials from her reproductive system. And that was a form of abduction that they were doing. And all of a sudden she's feeling a lot better now that we've cleared that out. So I know this sounds very sci-fi, but a lot of what we're seeing in Hollywood movies is kind of information being drip-fed to us that some of these things are actually happening on a universal level. And, you know, what's the best way to hide it is to put it out there and stating it's sci-fi to the general public, when really all ideas and thoughts that they're getting for these movies come from somewhere that is true. Now, in regards to there's a particular entity I remove, which is called an archon. And an archon is also called a demon. It's also called jinn. In some areas of the world, they call it jinn. And I find these quite often, and they have a big role into why people are getting sick. And they are very, very hard to remove. The energy tool I use, I have to intend a different form of energy to remove these archons. And that energy is called torus, vortex energy, or geometry. And that's a circular geometry. And that's the only form of energy that will remove these archons. And today, for example, I was having a session with somebody who I found that had cancer. And with my normal energy tools, it wouldn't allow me to remove the cancer cells out of this particular patient. And I had to use a vortex energy to do it. So I was thinking, okay, if I'm having to use a vortex energy, let's look a bit deeper to this. And what I found was archons were causing her to manifest cancer within her physical body. So all of a sudden I had to use that same energy to remove them. And all of a sudden we were getting places with regards to this patient. So that's a really interesting new energy I'm starting to use, is the torus vortex energy here at Truly Holistic. Now, a lot of this information, for people listening to this and they would like to learn more, I'm going to give you a few sources of where I get this information through. Obviously, I channel this through Source as well, and I get a lot of information through my pendulum that I add to my charts that have really escalated over the last few months. You know, energy's changing so quickly. But there's some places you can go to. One is GaiaTV.com. Where you can subscribe there, and that's essentially like cable TV, but for the conscious beings who are really into yoga, meditation, eating well, but also all the stuff I'm talking about here in regards to what's happening in the universe. For example, there's a show on there called Cosmic Disclosure, which is all about the secret space program. Yes, there is a secret space program that are already traveling around space, and humanity that's already, from the 1930s, have already traveled into space and gone to the moon and Mars and so on. And they talked with a guy, Corey Good, who was part of the secret space program, and they talk about the law of one. And if you look up Law of the One, it talks about questions in regards to an extraterrestrial, which is a blue alien group. His name's Ra. And also Wisdom Teachings, which is with David Wilcock, who explains the origin, let's say, of the universe and all these extraterrestrials and influences of the Draco and so on, as well as David Icke, who does a lot of presentations and did a lot of tours talking to people about reptilians and so on. Now, what we're going to do in the last few minutes of the show, we're going to do a demonstration. So for anybody listening out there, I want them to stand up now, because what I'm going to use is a neutralization ring. Now, this neutralization ring, for anybody that goes to my YouTube channel for Truly Holistic or goes to my website, there will be videos and photos of this neutralization ring. And what this does is it pulls out all negative energy out of anybody they've got attached to their aura and their physical body. So people, what you may feel is being pushed forward or pushed back, a feeling of also the legs feeling heavy and being pushed down into the ground. So if everybody can stand up now, or if you're sitting, touch your computer, and I'm going to demonstrate this energy of the neutralization ring. Okay? Right. Now, I intend this neutralization ring to be under the feet, between the feet of everyone listening on this show, please. Neutralize all negative energies out of everybody that's listening to this show. So, if anybody's feeling this energy, what you'll feel, you may feel clarity, but you may feel, if you're standing, you'll be feeling like you're being pushed over or pushed back. You may feel like your legs are really heavy and being pulled into the ground. Now, this is the power of a neutralization ring with the wonders of technology through the internet. So we'll just let that sit there for another 30 seconds. And please post a comment as well. Tell me what you're feeling with this energy. And if you want to feel this energy again, just go to the show that's been recorded, and it'll always be there for you to go to. It'll always be there. It won't leave. Energy will stay within the show. Okay, so I'm going to pull that away now. Now, the next demonstration of what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my main tool I use 99% of the time, is my Vesica Pisces tool. And what I'm going to do, for anybody that has depression out there, or addiction problems, or anxiety, quite common is that your soul is disconnected from your physical body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconnect people's souls to their physical body. So let me know if you feel the energy. Right, here we go. Okay. For anybody listening to the show, reconnect their soul back with their physical body, please. For anyone listening to the show, reconnect the physical body back with the soul. Reconnect the soul back with the well of souls in the physical body. Okay, I'm feeling a nice strong pull from my end, so nice and strong. Let me know what you feel. Reconnect the soul back with the physical body, please. Nice. Okay. How are we doing for time, Michael?
Yeah, we got Wait, less than 2 minutes. Say 90 seconds.
Say 90 seconds.
Cool. I might do one more demonstration of the energy then. Quickly.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm just going to, for anybody that's got archons with them, I'm going to use this Taurus vortex energy. Here we go. For everybody listening that may have archons within their physical body, their etheric template, their causal body, and their aura, I intend to use the Taurus vortex energy to remove all archons. Archons false, center ether. Within anyone listening, using the Taurus vortex energy, all archons false, center ether. Again, a nice strong energy, nice pull from my end. Okay. Okay, that's all done in regards to the energy demonstration. So if anybody's interested in energy sessions with me, go to trulyholistic.net and book an appointment on my appointment page. You can adjust the time settings for whereabouts you are in the world, make an appointment time which suits you. And the appointments are cheap at 60 New Zealand dollars, which is about 43 US dollars. And we do many clearings over our session.
Okay, very good, Chris. Got to leave it there. Thank you so much.
No problems, Michael.
All righty.